Welcome to a new episode of Digging Up Positivity. This month we feature Kijani, a truly wonderful role model and straight up lovely lion. We also cover a bit of animation, but first all these wonderful charities that the fandom has been supporting lately. In Canada we had Furnal Equinox, where 2,200 attendees raised over $5,938 for the Hobbit Sea Wildlife Refuge. American furry artist Dredjir was confronted with medical costs, and fortunately his fans raised those much needed $750. Meanwhile in Michigan, the awesome critters from Motor City Furcon raised $30,000 for the Pipsqueakery. In the Netherlands, the Dutch artist Tani the Lynx raised $55.74 for the Reumafonds, aiding the fight against rheumatism. Back in the US, we have Fursquared raising $17,619.36 for the Human Animal Welfare Society and an open admission no-kill shelter. And there was Golden State Furcon, where 1,815 attendees raised $11,073 for Forever Wild. 822 lovely visitors from Furcationland raised $6,611.46 for the Short Folks for Hope Foundation. Furry streamer Aralyn Dark Whisperer, an avid fan of Planet Zoo who has an expansion with meerkats, was raising money with their work on Earth Day for the Wildlife Fund UK, and they raised $214.09 so far. The furry fandom always had a strong devotion for raising funds for ALS, and this year in Raleigh, Team Dogbomb raised $1,200. Uncle Kage even devoted a stream to it. Well done everybody who participated with this wonderful walk. In Las Vegas, during the Las Vegas Furcon, 1,483 critters raised $6,220 for the Las Vegas Trans Pride. Last month I was humbled to be part of Kids in Cars, where the less fortunate kids were given an experience of a lifetime to drive along with supercars. And in the end they were given some lovely gifts to remind them of this wonderful day. And during this lovely event, funds were raised for both the Dutch Food Bank and the Wish Ambulance. I often see starting artists, smaller furs, struggling when equipment breaks down. Either they live in a remote area of the world, or they simply lack the clout or connections to do a fundraiser to fix or upgrade their equipment. Now for that, Raccoon is coming with a new initiative. He is going to raise funds for someone out there who needs a computer. More details will follow on his channel. I am curious how he will be doing this. And with this huge list, we are 4 months into this year and we raised well over $340,000 if we add up all the charities we've covered so far, including some new data like ScotianCon flying past the $50,000 during the last recount. Good stuff all around. Seeing all these good initiatives come around, a gentle reminder that you still can vote in the Good Furry Awards up to May 5th. While I am humbled to be nominated myself, other nominees include Chase, who played a major role in fighting COVID, Shutterbear, a wonderful community organizer, Moms of Furries, providing wonderful advice for parents of furries, Shrapnel Vagger, an excellent bloke and YouTuber from the UK, and so many more. In 2021 there was Virality Luma, which was a wonderful virtual convention with light-emitting plants. But what if I told you that there were real light-emitting plants? Now there have been around before, but this year the beautiful minds at MIT created a light-emitting plant that can be charged with a LED for just 10 seconds for minutes of a charge. And it is 10 times as bright as all the previous light-emitting plants, which makes it good enough for city lights. I for one am looking forward to this wonderful plant-emitted streets. We did cover Lackadaisy before, but the pilot has been released, and at the point of writing this, the pilot has been viewed well over 7 million times. They hope that a network will notice, just like what happened to Has Been Hotel, And seeing those huge numbers and the sheer quality of it all, including lavishly reviews, I think it's just a matter of time. This year quite some animated movies came out and stood out in their own respective way. And the Super Mario movie, while a lovely fan service, has shown that movies just made for the fans can make an impact. Despite scathing reviews, it shattered the box office during its first weekend, and the momentum kept on going in the second week. Score and I are working on a video about this, coming soon on this very channel. This month at Digging Up Positivity, we have Kijani the Lion. We already talked about him a little bit in the previous month. However, we have the big lion himself right here, the big example of our previous guest. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, well, my name is Kijani. The name is a birth name in Swahili, meaning warrior, and I chose that because to represent my character's ability to overcome any obstacles or hardships in life. Lions are strong fighters, and I wanted to represent that in my character. Let's see. I graduated with a degree in communications and journalism from the University of Washington here in Seattle, where I'm from. And so I started as a newspaper reporter and editor for about 5 years. And since then, I've done a ton of other jobs. I've been a casino dealer, food delivery driver, bartender, and I've also, actually right now, I'm taking homeless and foster kids to school, and special needs kids to school, and that's very rewarding work as well. For hobbies, I enjoy bowling, which I'm sure we're going to talk about a little bit later, photography, and racket sports.
Oh wow, and such a noble and diverse lion. Typical how we love him. But dare I ask, you being a lion, having a Swahili name just like me, Tabo means happiness. We're all Lion King fans, aren't you?
We are, yeah. So that's actually how I found the furry fandom. So back when I was in college, I was going to be an English major, and to write one of the papers I needed to do for one of my classes, I had to watch Disney movies. So I started watching The Lion King. I watched it, I think it was 2004, and I had watched it as a kid, but it didn't really, it was just another movie to me back when I was a kid. But when I watched it as an adult, it hit me differently. I really resonated with the character of Simba, and really everything about the film, the characters, the art, the animation, the music. I was obsessed. So I found some Lion King fan groups online, and that's pretty much my gateway into the furry fandom.
Also, another lion told me you have quite a collection, haven't you?
Oh, that is true. Yeah, I started collecting back around this time in 2004, and it has grown a lot. I believe I have unofficially the largest Lion King merchandise collection in the United States. I have over 1,100 individual items.
Oh,
and a very small house to put them all in. So, yeah, it's something I'm pretty proud of. I collect mostly, I still collect Lion King stuff, but my love has expanded to African lions as animals, and I have a lot of African lion things as well. So
I can see why Kitwana gets along so well with you.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And you told me you rolled into the furry fandom through the Lion King fandom?
I did, yeah. So, interesting story about that. Back when I did a meet with some other Lion King fandom people, and during that meet, one of the people asked me straight up, "Are you a furry?" And I actually didn't know what it was at that time. So I actually said no. This was about 2006, I want to say. Mm-hmm. So I had unfortunately seen the CSI episode, so that was pretty much my only experience with furry at that time. But after that, I started to do some research a little bit more about furry, and it eventually led me to fursuiting videos on YouTube. And I thought this was the coolest thing in the world, where people could be their own character and just make people smile and bring joy to their lives. I was like, I want to do that. So through most of the videos and some research, I really did enjoy anthropomorphic characters as art. I thought that was really cool as well. I decided to make my character and join the fandom in 2008.
Oh wow, a little bit of a late bloomer, but you really made an impression because you joined some events, but now I've heard that you're actually organizing events, such as the Furball Strike. Could you tell us something about that?
Yeah, when Furball Strike. So that started actually just after I joined the fandom in 2008. I became part of a local furry group called Fur Life, Pacific Northwest Furries, which I actually am the lead organizer for today. But I noticed that back then there was no bowling meet for the local furries. And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and start one. So I actually had worked at the bowling center that we are hosted at for a number of years, so I knew the manager and everyone, all the staff people. And so I approached the manager saying, hey, you know what, I would like to host this event. We're going to have probably a lot of people with full animal mascot costumes bowling, and he was all for the idea, and we started it. The first one only had, I think we had 8 fursuiters and 40 attendees, and everyone had a good time, and we've kept it going for every 3 months since then. For about 15 years now, actually.
Oh, wow.
And, yeah, so it's 2013 or 2023 now. Mm-hmm. Over the years I've added some things like we've added a group dinner. We've done prize raffles where we give away hundreds and hundreds of dollars of gifts to our attendees as a thank you for bowling with us. Mm-hmm. And a live DJ that plays music at every meet. Just stuff like that, and yeah, it's taken off. We're averaging about 250 to 300 attendees per event now. It's become one of the largest fur bowls in the world, and it's something I'm very proud of to have started and kept going for the local fandom.
That is amazing. And this is not the only way that you're actually a driving force behind the fandom. I mean, charity always has been a large part of the fandom, and Kitwana spoke very highly of you and the Emerald City Critters, isn't it?
Yes, charity has always been a very important part of the fandom to me, and fursuiting, just being able to give back to the community around us. So I've always wanted to do charity. I knew that once I started fursuiting, I wanted to get involved with charity events. And back in 2014, I decided to found Emerald City Critters as a Washington State. I live in Washington State here in the USA, so we founded it as a Washington State nonprofit organization, mm-hmm. Registered, so that would help us have some sort of name to get into these events. And I'm very proud to say that over the years we became a 501c3, a federally registered nonprofit, and we've done events for such great charities as the Komen Foundation, the American Cancer Society, the ALS Foundation in honor of our good friend Dog Bomb, mm-hmm. The Arthritis Foundation, and many others. We also do community events like parades, and those are always a lot of fun as well. So it means so much to be able to get this group of people that just want to give back and use our costumes for something greater.
That is amazing. And from those parades, I saw the video series you made, Fursuits for Kids, on your YouTube channel. I mean, you're quite big. Can you tell us a little bit about Fursuits for Kids and your videos? Yeah, so
over the year, I've always loved making videos. It's something I really enjoy doing. It's, again, how I got into the fandom, so it makes sense that I would, come full circle with video creation on YouTube. But I noticed that, over, the years of making videos, I noticed there were so many good interactions, good clips, things that, made me smile just watching it. I think people would enjoy this if I just compiled them all together and made some sort of video about them, interacting with kids and adults too. And so I made the first one, I think it was probably 2010, somewhere around there. I didn't know if people would like it or people would watch it, but the feedback was very, very positive. They really loved it. So every year, what I've been doing is all of our footage from not only charity events and community events, but conventions, local fur meets, everything. I just put it all together, find the best clips, and have made compilations called Fursuiting for the Kids, and also The Magic of Fursuiting, which is a little bit more in-depth. What I do for that one is I actually interview a few local fursuiters and have them explain what fursuiting means to them. And it's a very different reaction you get from no matter who you ask. So you get a ton of different answers. So it's very unique, and I play that over footage of them performing at events. But that's also been a very special series that I've been making as well. So yeah, those two. And also I want to say dance. I love fursuit dance competitions. I've been attending them since 2010 basically, and I try to record every single one I attend. And some of those videos, I have so much respect for the dancers that have put so much effort, time into their craft, and to be able to show that to them and the fans online, showing off their work is amazing as well. So that's one of the great things about my channel, I think, is all of the fursuit dance videos.
And a lot of people do seem to agree with that, because I'd like to congratulate you with your latest milestone, 75K. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. There's so many great content creators now on YouTube. Obviously yourself and all these other big names that do so much creative work, and it's a very different world on YouTube than it was when I started. But I just love to see that, because it's getting people more involved in the fandom.
Oh, definitely. And speaking of that, the wonderful moments that you're capturing with fursuits for kids, and of course the dances, which I often have been using for my furry charity index. What has been your favorite moment in the fandom so far?
My favorite moment, there's so many. I'd say overall in the fandom, I guess it would have to be similar to what Kitwana said, being named the guest of honor for Anthro Northwest 2019, alongside him, my very good friend. Basically what that meant was, I've worked very hard over the years to, both in the local community, hosting events, volunteering at conventions. I attend 3 conventions and I volunteer staff at every single one of them. And also with the charity work that I do, and it's very rewarding and humbling to be recognized for all that work, and I think that's what kind of it was at Anthro Northwest when I was named guest of honor. Besides that, I honestly want to say moments that I've shared with really close friends, like I got to room with Dog Bomb at Anthrocon just a couple years before he passed, and he's one of the most kind, genuine souls that's ever walked the face of this earth, so that was very special. But besides those, honestly, the best moments for me in the fandom are when I'm at a convention and someone comes up to me and says, "Hey, Kijani, I know you don't know me, but your videos have made a positive impact on my life. They've either gotten me in the fandom, they helped me, find the fandom or start fursuiting, inspired me to make my own fursuit, which is so awesome. And just to have a positive impact like that on somebody's life means absolutely the world to me. So that's the best part. My most enjoyable part of being in the fandom is hearing stuff like that.
All lions start as a little cub. Everybody starts small. Do you have any recommendations for people who just got in the fandom?
Yeah, I do. So what I recommend for people that just join the fandom is, as much as you can, try to surround yourself with good, positive people. Especially nowadays with social media being what it is, there's so much negativity and drama and hate on social media. So you have to do your best to just tune all that out and just surround yourself with a good group of close friends. And I know it's hard to make friends when you first join the fandom, and I've talked about this at some of my panels that I host at conventions, but what I recommend for that is just try to attend all the in-person meets and conventions you can, and try to find people that you have some sort of something in common with, whether it's the similar persona or similar, like or dislike as far as, music or food even. You never know when a small conversation will just begin a very meaningful friendship, lifelong friendship. And that happened to me actually at my very first fur meet. I saw a guy that I didn't know anybody at this fur meet, and this guy, he was a Lion King fan, he had a Lion King shirt on, and I struck up a conversation with him, and I ended up living with him as roommates for 3 years. So that's
wow.
My success story. So yeah, it's tough being new, But you know, just try to put yourself out there as much as you can.
And focus on the common ground and not the differences.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And with this is thank you very much for this wonderful interview. And I wish you the best, and hopefully at one of the conventions in the future, I hope to share a drink with you.
Oh, that would be so wonderful, Tabo. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute honor to be featured here on your show.
Thank you for staying with us till the very end of the 4th episode of the 6th season of Digging Up Positivity. Most Mondays, I will be on Twitch on 8 p.m. Central European Time with a stream filled with art and just relaxed, vibey music. Drop by, relax, and let those Monday vibes slide off of you. If you want to support this channel, check out my Artworks Tea store or drop a coin at my Subscribe Star or Patreon like these amazing critters: Cosmic with a K, Els Dekkers, Falconeo, Hanzana, Ishnula, Manik, Tentru McNally, Taros and Score Chaser. The next episode will be held on March 27th, and I'm looking forward to see you there. And remember, love you all, stay awesome, and all the hugs.